guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review, and I'm doing another beer from the Beer on Trend, but that's the last thing I'm going to do because there isn't an article on this particular brewery in there, and my beloved spider diagrams are no longer there, which is a real shame. But I will try and show you what the spider diagram looks like. Anywho, this is the beer we're doing. It is Bianca Road, long play it's called, and it is a Session IPA, my favourite. Tongue firmly in cheek. I don't get this Session IPA. It's absolute wrongness in my opinion. It's just a pale ale. It's nothing more. It's a pale ale. And there's some other guy on that side. It looks like they've stuck the label over someone's artwork, and it's not quite. That's hiding something, or that's what it looks like to me. Anyway, there's the Bianca Road logo, established in 2016. So not that long ago, but they are a brewery in London, SE16, which I'm not 100% sure. Where's SE16? Is it Penge or somewhere like that? Don't know, can't remember. But it's on the east side of the South London. Right, let us open this bad boy and we'll get it into a glass. And then I do have some. Oh Jesus, look, it kind of exploded a bit, and this has been in the fridge for a while, so not a good start. My goodness. Let's get it in a glass. Before I do something else completely wrong, I haven't been online over the weekend too much. Unfortunately, I had to go to a funeral, which is never a good thing. But I will drink to my my nephew, who, if you're following my channel, you'll know that he died in February, and for some unknown reason, it took a huge amount of time to get the funeral arranged. But anyway, this one's to you, Sammy. Cheers and beers. Okay, so about half a finger's head. This started pouring really clear, and then I can see, I don't know if you can see at the bottom here, there are, it's not focusing on it as well, there are some floaty bits, which is never a good sign, right in the bottom. It is, so I'm led to believe, a sign of hastiness. And for a professional brewery, I totally do understand why they would do it. But as an artisan, as a craft brewery, you shouldn't do that, should you? Because you're crafting a beer, not mass producing and trying to get it out of your brewery as quickly as possible, which is, I'm afraid, what Bianca Road have done with this one. So minusing a couple of points there. And no doubt they would say, oh, it's because we don't want to filter it and we want to keep it natural and blah, 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 blah. I don't believe that for a second. For an old school camera keg, a cask condition beer, having some floaty bits in the last pour, yeah, I've had that before, but that's what it's supposed to be. Craft beer from a can, don't believe the hype. That is not what it's supposed to be at all. Okay, so, and it is very cloudy, sorry, I was going to say. And the colour's nice. Now, apparently there is mosaic and citra in here. And it says, I'm reading from my screen, which is over on this side. Sorry, dear viewer. Long Play Session IPA uses the finest citra and mosaic to give tropical stone fruit, citrus, juicy and fruity finish, bursting with flavour. And that all seems to be coming from the mosaic, from memory. Citra does not necessarily have that kind of hops. So I imagine there's quite a lot of mosaic in the dry hop in this bad boy. Cheers and beers. There is that kind of tropicaliness, that kind of juiciness going on there. But we don't forget we've got the oats and the wheat in there too, which I think gives that kind of creamy flavour, especially with a more sort of new style, hazy style beer. And we have a tide line already, which is good. I like seeing that. It's nice and fresh. From the Citra, I am actually getting that kind of hedgerowy type thing as well. But yeah, a little bit in the background. The hops are quite nondescript actually. This is quite a light pale ale, because this is not an IPA. It's not a session IPA in my opinion, because it should be more hoppy. What they've done is they've just reduced the alcohol content in it. So it's a pale ale, a light pale ale, in my opinion. Oh, but there is an actual second tide line there, but I think that is dropping. Yeah, it's dropped into the actual head on the normal beer. So yeah, unfortunately that's disappeared, but it is a good sign, I have to say. I actually quite like this beer. Nice, refreshing, nice mellow flavours, nice creaminess. The only thing I don't like is the fact that it's got some floaty bits in there, and that they've called it a session IPA, whereas it should be a pale ale. And I'm going to keep saying this until people take it on board. There is no such thing as a session IPA. That is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. What next? A session imperial? A session double? These things are misnomers, in my opinion, and that is only what I can tell you, dear viewer, giving my opinion on these beers. Flavour-wise, really nice. You know, I applaud you for that. But quality control, not so good. And yeah, change the name because it's absolutely ridiculous. Flavours are getting a bit more strong. As I said, there are things floating around, particulates, and even big chunks of what I assume is hops. It looked like a small piece of hop in there. But yeah, the flavours are getting stronger. More the fresh tropical fruits are now getting into that stone fruit type territory as we're getting down to the bottom of the glass. I my my thoughts on that are the flavour particulates bind to certain things, especially when you're using wheat and wheat and oats, because there are little particulates floating around in the beer, and the flavour kind of sticks onto them and then drops out, I reckon. So unless you somehow roll your beer every now and then, or maybe turn it, what I've done sometimes is turn it upside down in the fridge and then turn it back up, so it kind of mixes up. But what I would like is for breweries to take account for their own quality control. There are ways to do without certain filtering practices. There's a ways of doing things safely. But of course, breweries, their main aim is to make you spend your money on their beer. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where the Session IPA has come from. Mm. I'm not going to drink the last piece of that beer purely because that's where I think that floaty thing has got to. Look at that can. The art on there. Is it Kandinsky or someone like that does paintings like this type of thing? Quite cool. I do like the artwork. Unfortunately, in its infinite wisdom, Bianca Road, from what I can see, has not told us who the artist is, which is a real shame. Some breweries actually credit their artwork and tell you who the artist is, or it could be a collaboration, perhaps, but not in this case, which is a real shame. Anyway, dear viewer, please, if you've got this far into the video, you're obviously liking my inane rantings and that kind of stuff. Why not click subscribe? Why not click like to this video? Do it down below. You can leave me a comment if you like. I always like getting a comment. And as usual, take care of each other. And we'll be back for more beer reviews real soon.